You know what? No. I'm going to be fucking real. I have delusions of grandeur. I want the fucking silver plaque. I want the gold plaque. I want a platinum plaque. I want a diamond plaque. I want a red diamond plaque.
There it is.
I want the goddamn subscribers. I want the fucking glory.
Feels good getting that out.
Sweet. Fellas,
Howdy.
welcome
We're here.
to episode 1 of the Kingz After Dark podcast.
We're here.
We are here.
It's time.
It is time to do this. So, firstly, obviously, as this is the first episode of this podcast, let me explain what the deal is here. All of us we went to school for game design. Been friends for what, six-ish plus years at this point, I think.
Yeah.
I knew Kenton the year before college, so I think I could say 7.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
7, a lot of years. We've been friends for a lot of years, and we're all creative types. We all went through game design. All of us work in the field in some capacity. We got a 3D artist here, 2 developers / engineers,
Yeah.
we can call them.
I fancy myself a technical artist.
His technical artist, game developer, 3D designer. We're all creative types, and I guess this makes us a little bit different than people that normally start podcasts, either out of like wanting to discuss some kind of expertise, or they want to get out of some kind of job that they fucking hate. And that was me for a few years. But honestly, I wanted to start this podcast, and I asked you guys to start this podcast because as creatives, we all have really good ideas. And I hated seeing us not do anything with them. There's so many ideas in the tank right now that we've all come up with either together or individually. Stuff that is currently on hiatus, has been on hiatus for
About
3
3
years now.
Yeah, it's been about 3 years. Yep, absolutely.
We'll discuss that at a later date, I'm sure. And yeah, there's so much that I'm going to speak for me personally on this one. There's so much I've wanted to do and still want to do. And one of my biggest problems when it comes to doing stuff is that initial first step terrifies me every fucking time. The stepping into the unknown, doing something I've never done before. And there's never any amount of like prep work I can do. Mm-hmm. There's no matter how much prep work I do, no matter how much research I do into something, it never makes that first step easier. And there's YouTube videos I want to do. I've done streaming. I have a streaming channel that'll probably be up on the screen at some point. But I stopped streaming. I'm going to get back into streaming, and it's weird because that's not a first step thing, but now it feels like a first step again.
Because it's been so long.
Because it's been so long since I've done it. Mm-hmm. And there's so many things I want to do, even though I have a job that I do enjoy. It makes me a decent amount of money. And I don't hate my life as it is, but I hate that I've stagnated myself so much. And so that's why I got 2 of my closest friends here. People that guys I talk to all the time. We have really deep conversations. We have really good conversations. We have really fun conversations all the time. And gonna shout out a podcast here. So to you, Shits and Gigs, James, you talked about this on an episode one day, and it resonated so deeply with me of I have to start doing things because I want to do things. So shout out to Shits and Gigs podcast, second best podcast out there, coming for your spot. You just wait for us. And fun fact for both of you, did you know that apparently statistically, the mark of a podcast longevity, or we'll say that did you know that most podcasts fall off at the 150-day mark? So really? A lot of podcasts fall off at about the 5-month mark.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, if we think about when Joe and them were doing it, it's about...
Oh, yeah, true.
It's about when this
It was about that.
Yeah.
Still trying to get him to start that one up again because that was a pretty cool podcast.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying about creative paralysis. I get that, not in the same way. I actually love trying new stuff, but because of my ADHD, I know that I'm terrible at committing to things long term. So anytime there's something where I'm like, oh, this is going to take more than like a week of effort, and I don't have somebody there to be like some sort of like an accountability partner with myself.
Do the fucking thing, dude. Yeah. Right now, do
exactly. It. I'm like, oh, but I'm just going to stop doing it. So why even start? Which is stupid as hell, because there are things like cosplay, sewing, woodworking, things where you can develop skills and then you come back to those skills. Like, it's not, the path isn't, A to B.
Right.
But I always still get terrified of leaving shit halfway done, not like giving things the effort that they deserve.
Yeah, I think one of my biggest problems is literally, like you said, Rueben, the first step. It's always difficult for me to initiate for myself,
right?
To figure out what I want to do. And when I figure out what I want to do, it's like, okay, do I want to spend the time doing this? And when I get into it, I'm in the middle of the project, I'm like, am I feeling this? If I'm not feeling it so much, then it's like I start to slowly drop off. But having somebody to be like, hey, what's going on with this thing?
Right.
Why haven't you finished it yet? Or maybe it's me knowing that other people are working on stuff alongside me, and then that kind of helps to...
That team collaborative effort.
Yeah.
Like, makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Like, because there's a lot of things where I'll get excited, and especially as I'm working on it with a team of people, it makes it so much easier to continue working on it versus there's like... I'm going to stop talking for a quick second. I have a fucking booger in my goddamn nose. With that. And you know what, guys? The entire point of this first episode was for us to just start doing it. Is camera quality going to be great? Nope. Lighting is terrible. Mic is probably going to peak in a lot of places. We're going to have to edit a ton of shit out of this. But the entire point of us doing this right now is to just start fucking doing it. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to be able to look... It is November 28th, 2023. I want to hit November 28th, 2024 and go, we've been doing this shit for a fucking year.
Yeah.
And be able to say, we've been doing this for a year. Mm-hmm. And continue doing stuff and say what this opened doors up for the things the other things we wanted to do. Like, you and I both stream. Or at least we were streaming for a while.
We started.
we started streaming. We both managed to hit affiliate level.
Yep.
And then fell off for various reasons.
I streamed once.
That's right, you did stream.
I forgot about that.
Completely forgot. You did, in fact, stream once.
I streamed RimWorld because RimWorld is fucking incredible. And after the stream, I forgot to turn the stream off. Every 12 hours, it was streaming just my blank dash.
I remember that.
And my favorite thing about that is my background is a tiling background that was made by one of our mutual friends. Mm-hmm. And the thing about the background is I reduced the contrast so that you can barely see what the background is of. And the background is penises. It's just different kinds of penises drawn like some like weird animal penises, some people penises, big, small, tiling penis background.
You mean the kind of things you really shouldn't have on your Twitch channel?
Really shouldn't have on your Twitch channel. And I was just like, oh god.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Oh man,
that's hilarious.
But with that said, you did mention, who the fuck are we? So, to give a little bit of background of who we are. I am Rueben Brown, a.k.a. Elite 4 Blitz. That's what I'm going to go on. You can call me Blitz. If you like, call me Rueben. Call me whatever. Just don't call me the hard R.
I like that.
I am...
Like a Tony?
Yes, baby. Like I already said, I'm a game developer. I work in VR. I work for a company. Some will call it successful. I do, in fact, very much like my job, but I like being more creative. I want to move more into the creative field. I want to get back into streaming. There are videos. There's currently a video essay I want to do on Pokemon signature moves that I'm currently putting together and researching. There's more things I want to do in the creative and the social media space that I've started doing with streaming back in 2017 and had momentum and then lost that momentum because of my work situation at the time and all of that. But I'm trying to get back in there. So Elite 4 Blitz, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. I don't post on Instagram. Maybe I'll start if you guys force me to. And Twitch. Let's go.
Yeah. So my name's Kenton, aka Formz, and I am the 3D artist, as mentioned earlier. I currently work for a company. We do, websites, mobile applications, extended reality experiences, a lot of tech stuff. We do
A lot of tech
heavy
stuff.
in tech. Yes.
As it turns out.
As it turns out, and I'm one of the only 3D artists on that team. So it's been really interesting working with a whole bunch of designers and developers to try to kind of bridge that design and dev gap, especially for this incoming new wave of tech and hardware that's coming our way. I have also been doing streaming in the past, like Blitz, Rueben had said before, started. Stopped, started up again, and stopped again.
We streamed together before. Which was a ton of fucking fun. We got to do more of that.
Absolutely. But yeah, we're hoping that this will kind of help us to rediscover our passions in just that whole creative side. So, but yeah, Formz is my handle on Twitch, Twitter, Formzxx for some of those Twitter. All
of that stuff will be up around the bottom somewhere. It'll be somewhere on the screen. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, Snapchat, Instagram. You'll find me there.
And we got the long boy.
My name is Dominic. You can call me Fluffy. You can't find me anywhere.
Under the grid.
Off the grid.
I just don't have a digital presence. So I guess I do have a Twitch account.
You do technically.
I don't remember what it's called.
It's not been banned yet. I think it's Fluffy LLC.
It's probably either Fluffy LLC or the Real
I have
Fluffy.
seen you on both. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's usually my username's either Fluffy LLC if you want to whitelist me on your Minecraft servers, or the Realer or the Realist Fluffy, because sometimes even that's stolen. Yeah. But
look, point being, if you want more of this tall drink of white milk, you got
milk indeed.
Y'all have to soft, silky, and smooth. Honestly,
can't lie. Can't
you
fight that.
look, if y'all want to see more of him and find out more about him and force him to start doing more stuff, you guys have to like the podcast and interact and comment and let us know that this is something y'all want to see more of, so that you can force all three of us to have more of a presence, so that we can interact with you guys and all of you lovely people out there.
And if you hate me, I don't need to know about it.
And if you hate us, don't tell us, because some of us are very sensitive.
Especially
Gizmo. Oh yeah, that's right. We have one more unofficial member.
This is my sweet boy.
That is the sweet boy.
His name is Gizmo.
We're gonna have to block those balls out.
He's not named after the gremlin from Gremlins.
Oh.
He's named after a cat from Animal Planet. Just for the record.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
I don't know either. Everybody's always like, Gizmo, is he from...
Is that from the movie?
Is that from the movie? And I'm like, I never saw Gremlins, but I was watching Animal Planet as a child, and there was a lot of cats, and one of them was named Gizmo. And I was like, that's a good name.
Y'all, this dog is a hunting dog.
Yeah.
An active hunting dog. He just came back, beginning of November?
Yeah.
The most pathetic thing I have ever seen in my life. This dog, all he wants is food and pets. And if you give him not either of those, he's going to shake violently. Not out of anger, rage, or frustration, just out of anxiety.
And depression. Sad. He wants your love. He wants your stacks.
And that's all he wants. And if he can get that, he's basically a lap dog that's about 10 times too big.
They call them Velcro dogs.
Velcro dogs.
Velcro dogs, because they're like...
That makes sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you wouldn't guess that he's a hunting dog by his behavior, honestly.
Right.
He's a Vish. Did I say he's a Vizsla?
I don't think he said he's a Vizsla. He is a Vizsla.
That's the name. It's spelled like Vizsla. It's great. It's Hungarian. But they're a great breed of dogs. They're eminently trainable. They're very, very lovable.
Shake all the cameras.
Shake all the cameras. Now that camera sees nothing but feet.
Oh, whoops.
But
Wiki feet. I did get my pedicure recently, so
you
those nails are still painted.
Actually,
pedicures. We gotta go group pedicure.
We do.
Yeah.
They're very nice.
We've been, I've
You went and
gotten,
gotten one, right?
yeah, me and my fiance went and got one, was it like a couple months ago? That was my first time getting a pedicure.
Yeah.
And it was very nice.
It is
It was so
luxurious.
nice.
I talk a big game like I want to go all the time, but I've never been.
It's amazing because you have a group of friends outside of us that I'm shocked have not forced you to go to get a pedicure with them yet.
Which one?
Your main group.
Yeah, well,
There's a few members in there that I am amazed that you have not gotten roped into going to get a pedicure with yet.
yeah.
This surprises me
Yeah.
too, actually.
They're kind of heteronormative though, so like,
True.
yeah. But if I suggested it,
They would probably
they would be down.
I know at least two that would be amazingly excited to go do it.
Yeah.
No. Maybe one of these days, a King's pedicure day.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been talking about doing a spa day in general.
Yeah, spa day.
for
We
the
gotta
longest.
wait. We gotta wait for the boy to get here. Kiwi, when he comes back
Yeah.
next year.
Mhm.
He is Kiwi. Maybe you guys will see him on this podcast. He is another one of. So there's a knit circle called the Squad that consists of us three and four others. Four others. All of them you may see on here at some point. One of them I can name. That is JT Seneker. You can find him on Twitch. He streams pretty regularly, a video game streamer just like me and Formz were. He also had his own podcast at one point called The Greatest Video Game. What was it? The Greatest Video Game Podcast?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
It was a review. Podcast.
Yeah, they literally would review video games, and they were curating a list of the top video games, and the idea was for at some point every video game in the world will be ranked by them. And I would love for them to get that concept going again if they're not already doing it. I think they do still talk, but I don't think they record it for a podcast.
They were playing 4,000 games a day in order to outpace the upload to Steam.
Yes.
So
They were quite literally beating Steam now. But yeah, JT Seneker. We'll link him at somewhere on the screen. And then the other ones, you may see them, you may not. You never know. We'll see. We'll try to get them on here. But yeah, basically that's our squad. And I completely forgotten why I brought that up.
me too.
Oh, we were just talking about our friend groups who we were talking about doing spa.
That's right. Yeah, Kiwi.
Kiwi.
I think he'll be fine. I think his name is out there, but I might edit it out later. So Kiwi is another one of those friends. He ended up moving out of town. So all of us went to school together, basically. Mm-hmm. That's how we all ended up meeting. Kiwi moved out of town, out of state, after graduating and getting a job.
Nothing trauma bonds you like video game.
Nothing trauma bonds you like video games.
Oh my god.
And the weird people you see in a game design program.
Yeah.
That is going to be a story for a day.
It'll be multiple.
We're going to talk about.
stories.
We're going to talk about our time at Ferris. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's away. He's supposed to be coming back and visiting next year, and we might be able to get him. Actually, we've streamed with him before. When we did, when we started doing, what we?
Yeah, we played golf with friends, I think, and that was when you, me, Kiwi, and I think it was you too, Fluff.
It was either Fluff or Joe. One of the, if not both of them, at different times.
Yeah, I think JT was maybe in the chat at the time because I think you only have 4 people playing in that game.
True.
But I do believe it was us 4, Kiwi, you, me, and Fluff. Mm-hmm. We were all in that game together playing that.
We did
night.
Uno a few times. Literally the only reason we don't do Uno anymore is because Ubisoft fucked up that login process, and none of us can access our accounts anymore.
It's terrible.
It's
It
terrible.
sucks.
The only way to play is if you do it with the Switch.
Which all of us are down to do. Is just every time we think about it, we go,
Yeah, you got to hook up the Switch to the computer, and then we got to get the
right.
I don't want to sign the blood pact.
I don't want to sign the blood pact again.
I don't want to sign my first child away.
It's like, how do you ruin your games so quickly? But then, but I mean, even when we had the Meme Bros channel, remember when we streamed the Meme Bros and we were doing I think we played Retimed.
Yeah, we did it like twice.
Remember that?
God.
You remember?
Yo, it came flooding back. That's wild. We did do that.
Yeah, we were like all 4 of us in person. We sat and streamed for a bit.
Yeah.
I think this was pre-COVID. Pre-vid?
This was like right before it started.
Yeah.
Because like I think after the first 1 or 2 recordings, it hit, and then we were
Yeah.
like, "Do we want to keep doing this?" We were like, "Yeah," and we kept doing it for like another couple times, but then it started to taper.
Yeah.
Because the rules got stricter.
Yeah.
Rules
Yeah,
got
yeah.
stricter. Depression got depressioner.
Yeah, that happens. I started traveling.
That was a dark time.
It was a dark time.
Yeah.
It was a great time. No,
It's a dark time now,
it is a dark time.
and we're
now.
talking.
We are
Kingz
After Dark.
Hey. I was thinking about. I don't think I ever said what I do.
Oh yeah, that's right. What do you do?
What do I do?
Other than be
That's a
sexy.
great question. Oh, thanks, baby. I do things. So I work for a more traditional company, but I still make VR training simulators.
Me and you actually do very similar.
Yeah,
jobs.
we actually do pretty much the same job.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Um,
We just like to call ourselves different things.
I just have less fellow employees, so my responsibilities are more diverse. Like I just got done programming a new UI. I will then try to add certified educational units to our to our program, and then I get to do statistics, and then I get to learn C++. So I do a lot of different things, which is why I call myself a technical artist, because my skill set is very broad. But yeah.
Fair enough. Beyond that, a lot of hands-on work skills.
Oh yeah.
Carpentry. This dude has built a fire pit for his parents.
I did fire pit deck.
You do a lot of 3D printing stuff.
I
3D
do
print.
a lot of 3D printing. My particular neuroses is if it can be made, I want to know how to make it. So like
This dude built a dress in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, it was not less than 24 hours. I was 3 days. It
Was it? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
about
did that shit in like 24.
The final sewing
Okay.
took like 24 hours, but you have to understand I spent 12 hours cutting, 12 hours like putting shit together and ironing shit, and then 12 hours cutting the patterns, 12 hours cutting the fabric, and then like another 24 hours sewing.
If you add in the patterns, okay,
Yeah,
I get
because
you.
that's why I had like 3 days where
Because you started with a roll of fabric and a hope and a prayer,
I did.
and that shit was good to go by Halloween.
It was.
It was wild, and honestly, regardless of how long it was impressive.
It was impressive because it was a decent dress.
It was.
That was a
I
good
pretty
dress
happy with
for
how it turned out.
for your first time doing a dress, right? Like first time doing a dress, less than a day to get it done, and this was for a Halloween party.
Welcome to ADHD.
Welcome to ADHD. I saw this dude pound like 2 Red Bulls and had like 2 more in the tank, ready to
I
go
did.
if need be.
We need some ADHD 101 classes.
Right.
And then I got
Taught
so
by you.
drunk I blacked out.
Did you end up blacking out?
I ended up blacking out. Did I not tell you that?
No, because by the time I left, you were still doing pretty okay.
Yeah. So after you left,
Yeah.
at some point, I got just drunk enough to do all the things I normally do when I'm kind of drunk, but stupid. So there's an area in the back of the place where we were having our Halloween party where like the provided cocktails are. So if you didn't bring your own stuff, there's like the homemade stuff that's themed along with the party. I decided it was a good idea to finish whatever was left over.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
So I just pounded like 5. This is all, mind you, I don't remember any of this. This is all secondhand to me, but I was just pounding them.
I remember
There was
that
a bottle
table,
of
too.
soju.
Yeah, so do I.
There's a bottle of soju that was brought there. Pounded that.
Holy fuck, bro.
And then I went into the garage and started taking shots of Casamigos.
Dude!
So the fact that I can't remember, the fact that I then woke up the next morning on the floor of the kitchen and went, did I throw up? Does not surprise me.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And yeah,
I was vomiting 4 or 5 hours.
Sounds about right. Yeah, you didn't mention any of this.
Yeah, I didn't remember. I forgot to tell you guys.
that's fair.
I told pretty much everybody. I was talking about it a long time.
I mean, I feel like your absence from the house
Yeah,
was
that-
evident.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
literally
pretty
ate
normal.
Well,
Because like after every party that they do, you tend to hang out there and then help with like tear down and all that fun shit.
I do. I didn't help with tear down at all because I was laying on the couch wanting to die. It took me 12 hours before I was like, I can drive a vehicle. And then another 12 hours before I was like, I can kind of function like a human. That is the most hungover I've ever been.
So yeah, if y'all can't tell, he's the party animal of the group.
I like a little bit of party.
He likes to party. I like to vibe. He likes to chill. No, you like to vibe. I like to chill. Yeah, we're both vibers.
We're both vibers.
We're both generally vibers.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of like I got like a toe dipped in like both pools where it's like for a good majority of the time I can party, but after like I don't know like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock hits, I start to like wind down a little bit, and then once like 2 or 3 o'clock hits, I'm like okay, it could be that.
You like to be around people that are partying.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it.
And I am much more introverted than that. I have grown so introverted like over time. Like the night and day difference between what I used to be like pre-college to what I am now. Mm-hmm. Like I was such a social butterfly growing up as a kid. Mm-hmm. Like super extroverted, always like love talking to people, like friend to everybody kind of person. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if this is that I grew into being more introverted or my time in college just broke me. Like, I don't know what
Dealing
it was.
with all those idiots. Completely ruined people forever.
Like, I just stopped wanting to, like, deal with people in any regard. So, like, I have, like, my circle of people around me, the circle of people around that, and, like, I'm good there. Like, the only new people I invite in at this point are girls I'm dating. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's a lie. I have made new friends. Like, I have new friends. Another thing to know about me is outside of like video games and stuff like this, I'm a disc golfer. I love, like, it was something I got into about the same time I met you guys, about 5-6 years ago. I got into disc golfing and just kind of over time realized that it was a ton of fun. I love playing it. It's just the right kind of competitive for me that I have fun competing in it. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I got the 2 disc golf discs up here now, my PDGA official discs, and that is kind of I can't officially announce this yet because but I may be on a sponsored team now.
Oh,
that's
exciting.
Yeah.
Professional sports.
Not professional, still amateur.
Fair.
But the league that I've been going to like all summer, the one I've been going to like for the last few years now, that team opened up spots on their sponsorship team. Nice. And I may or may not have signed a contract.
Oh, wow.
I may or may not be getting put into a special Facebook group and being able to officially report this.
Okay.
Rueben may or may not be a sponsored player now.
Let's go.
So that's going to be kind of awesome.
Yeah.
The day that happens, the day I can say it officially, you guys will get a code you can use on the online shop for the team that I work with. But yeah, so that's the thing now.
Okay.
And so that also means, and with that is going to start coming a lot more disc golf related content. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I want to do that. I think my Instagram is going to end up becoming about disc golf.
Okay.
Because literally, if you go to my Instagram right now, there is legitimately nothing. And I've had that Instagram since. That's how long I've had this Instagram. I have had this Instagram. I wasn't on Instagram from the beginning. I do remember that. I know I wasn't on it from the beginning. I know it took a lot of like, eventually I kind of got forced to get on Instagram and literally did nothing with it other than followed some friends.
That would require you to post pictures of yourself with the things that you're doing.
And guess who don't take pictures?
That guy.
Which I don't do very often. I'm a lot better with it now.
I was so separated from the social media in my generation that I have an Instagram account, but it's the same. It's just
there's nothing going on there.
Yeah, I would say I'm most active on Snapchat posting stuff in my daily life, but the things I post mostly on Instagram are just like my 2D art, which I do some 2D art, but there's a lot of that on my Instagram, and I think the latest thing that I posted on my Instagram was my proposal.
Ooh.
But I think other than that,
Gay.
Did you not? Yeah, how fucking dare you?
Get married to a woman.
Goddamn dare you?
Nah, but yeah, I think
We'll
I
have
was
to
the
get her
latest
on the
thing.
podcast at some point too.
Oh yeah,
Because we got to get her. We got to get her to do her. She's a baker. Not to tell his fiance's business, but she's a baker, and we really want her to start doing like baking content because A, her shit's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
B, she already has her own side job doing it, and C, we are trying to create a universe here, man. We're trying to get like a fucking cinematic universe.
the Kingz
Like,
universe.
start, like the KCU of this shit, right?
Is that copyrighted? Is
It
that
might
safe?
be. I'm trying to think. What's his name? We might get. Who cares? Anyway, yeah, like get the Kingz cinematic universe going or something.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get like a network of people, because once again, all of us are creative types, and we all have great ideas. My best friend, my two best friends, you know them. You know one of them as 11 Shadows, is what he used to go by, and then she doesn't really have a gaming presence like that, so a name like that. But like 11 Shadows, he has so many like cool ideas. He used to do photography. He does video work when he's like he rides the one wheel. Like he rides one wheel, goes to like a group out in Lansing. He's probably gonna slow down now because of it being bitterly cold outside. Yeah,
We live
in Michigan.
Michigan.
It's very cold here right now. We were told it was, but yeah, like but he does that kind of content. So I'm gonna try and convince him because he's at an impasse in his life right now where he's not even certain he wants to go back to doing 3D art.
Oh,
Really?
Really?
Yes.
What else you got? I have a job you should do, actually.
You can talk to him about it. He was like, so I'm not going to get too into.
Well, actually, I don't know if I would suit him very much, but I saw it and it was one of those things where, like, if I was going to transition away from what I'm doing now, I'd do that. It's a position at a college where they're looking for somebody to basically explain the labs and lab equipment, but for art and like physical art.
That might.
Oh, okay.
We can talk to him. He'll be here Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this could be an avenue, and I know there's like a lot of creative stuff that he loves to do, like in his own time, and we do together. Like we're supposed to be doing resin castings for like dice. I don't know when, but
I fucks with that.
if you're here, you can fucks with it with us. But yeah, basically the point being is we're surrounded by so many creative types with so many like cool endeavors, and none of us are really doing much with it. I think currently the person doing the most with their creativity, and at least in the sense of putting it out into the world, has been basically JT and Sweater. And Sweater really only just like he's a programmer that is also, he's a crazy good all-arounder is what Sweater is.
Honestly.
And he does these super good, like he has this like Tim Burton-esque style of drawing, and he draws usually every October he'll do like drawing challenges, and he'll do whatever the fucking theme is, he'll decide that year. And he'll also do like just doodles throughout the year, and just super fucking good shit. But all of us, we all come from that same game design background. We all have game ideas. We all put up game ideas, and they never go anywhere other than maybe like a super simple like proof of concept prototype. And I want to harbor space isn't the word I want to use. I want to harbor I kind of want to foster like a spirit or energy of creativity that allows people to springboard off of this.
So we need to start a commune.
Yes. Yes. We got to go buy some land out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Force Google to run fiber optics out to that commune.
Streamer house.
Italy, baby.
Italy. And you know what?
Actually,
I'd be in.
Does Google Fiber go all the way out? It does. It would.
Is it out? I don't know if it's across seas yet.
Well, we won't be able to get it in like Sardinia, which is currently my ideal place to live in Italy.
Fair enough.
But we will be able to get like Starlink or something like that. Anyways,
Anywho, yeah. Well, yeah, like I want to be able to foster that creativity, and that, to bring it back to what this podcast is about. This podcast is not meant to be about anything specifically. I want basically this podcast is a way for us to take our usual conversations and kind of put them out into the world, and be able for us to be able to talk about pretty much anything, the things we're watching that week, games we're playing that week, weird shit we saw that week, whether that's real life or internet. I do want to talk about like mangas and manga with the Fluffinator here. A lot of music shit, a lot of creative shit that comes out of your space. Stuff like really wacky fucking shit you see on Reddit that I see on Reddit that goes through, and like be able to talk about that. And I just want this podcast is meant to be kind of the center anchor point for us to springboard off of. Like I said, I want to be able to like just putting shit out, like just putting content out, just like the dog. Are we putting him out, or did you just snap to snap?
I said because he's starting to grumble.
He's gonna complain. He's not. He's
not giving him enough.
You guys aren't giving me attention. Everyone's talking.
Everybody's talking, but not to me.
But not to me.
No snuggles for me.
Like, but yeah, like I just want to. I want to use this as a regular way of putting stuff out, and then use that momentum, carry that forward to start doing other stuff. Like I said, I want to start a new YouTube channel for video essays. That's going to be centered around a lot of Pokemon stuff because that is a universe that I do know a lot. But there's other video essays I do want to do, kind of inspired by like Seed Gaming, Zeltic. There's a few other channels that kind of do this kind of stuff. But yeah, like, and I want to. Like, once again, I keep saying and I kind of keep using that kind of language because I approached these two guys about it, knowing that they're also creative types. And I do know of things that they want to do that I think if we go this avenue, stay the course, keep it up, make it regular, if we can build this into something, we can build basically... All right, you know what? No, I'm going to be fucking real. I have delusions of grandeur. I want the fucking silver plaque. I want the gold plaque. I want a platinum plaque. I want a diamond plaque. I want a red diamond plaque.
There it is.
I want fucking money. I want to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to just go fucking anywhere. I want the goddamn subscribers. I want the fucking glory. I'm trying to act like there is a moral basis here. There is actually a moral basis. There's a morality here, but I don't want to live my fucking life paycheck to fucking paycheck. And even right now, even with as good as a job I have, I'm still doing that. And there's so much more I want to fucking do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Feels good getting that out live in front of everybody. Yep.
That has to be what you start the podcast with. You have to cut that out. Slap it. This will be the clip.
Oh, that's absolutely going to be the intro. Right. Like, that's going to get cut, and that's just going to straight up be like cold open on a black screen. Rueben just yelling at the fucking, I want glory. But, like, no, straight up, like, it really is. I just want more out of life. And actually, it's not that I want more, because I've always wanted more. I want to do more than just want more. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. So that is what this is. That is what the start of this podcast is meant to be. This podcast can evolve. Like, the entire point is that it's currently formless.
That's like, get the fuck out.
Okay.
Formz, get the fuck back here.
Okay.
Like, currently, I don't want to box the podcast in to make it about, like, I don't want to say it's going to be about nerd shit. It's probably going to be about nerd shit because we are nerds.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to say.
And we should.
And we should.
Yep.
And like, so, yeah, there you go.
Undoubtedly.
I don't want to say it's going to be about video games, but it'll be a lot of video games because that's what we live in. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say it's going to be like life advice or anything, but that's what's going to come up because we do talk about that a lot. Mm-hmm. I want this to be a space for us to just be us and to just do this, share this with the world, because I've, like, the amount of times I've heard people go like, I would watch a video like that. Like, there will be times where, like, This was back when we were still in college, and I would sit and I would like explain the synopsis, or like I'll explain a story, and the amount of people that go, if you recorded this and just put this out as a regular content, I would watch this all fucking day.
True.
There's one of our friends, she messaged and she really wants me to do a try not to laugh challenge. And like, there's a lot of people that love, like, I have a very, I wouldn't say it's distinctive, but a very like recognizable laugh.
You do.
Especially if you give me something that's really fucking funny. And there's a ton of people that have like talked about how like they would love to see me like do those kind of challenges. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so I want like, so the entire point is that this is going to be the springboard for a lot of that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. If there's something I don't want to limit either one of you or myself to like any specific topic.
Mm-hmm. All right, so OnlyFans, that's what we're doing.
Hey, if
there's
y'all get us to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube,
we will bring these babies right back out. See these? The sock will actually come off, and it will stay off, and we'll make sure to lotion them as well, so they ain't so ashy.
We'll start up the OnlyFans, and it'll start off with just feet pics.
Yeah. Find us on Footfinder too.
Find us on Footfinder. Find us on WikiFeet.
Yep.
You can find me.
You can find me.
Insta, Twitter, Facebook.
Links will be down in the description at some point in the future, maybe.
Elite 5 digits.
Elite 5 digits. You know what's gonna be really fucked up? Like 2 years from now, it's gonna have to be.
Oh my
like
God.
this, we're setting some expectations in episode 1 that are gonna have to come to fruition. Like,
oh my God.
Holy shit!
I'm not above letting the world view my body.
Like I want to see us to the point where we have to fulfill that for our fans.
Y'all
that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it is a good problem.
A good problem.
Y'all show us support. Y'all show us y'all like it. Like the video, comment, subscribe everywhere, wherever we post this up at. This is definitely going on YouTube. Probably going to go on Spotify. Probably get it on Apple Podcasts, and wherever else we can get this on the podcast. Support this dream, support this vision.
We'll show you our
and we will show you our bodies. We will whore ourselves out for you guys.
Basically, what we're trying to say is overall, we're going to engage in a parasocial relationship with you.
Yes.
And it's going to be a great time.
Yes. And until it comes crashing down after I get caught in some kind of scandal.
Oh, God.
It's going to be great.
What would it be you out of the three of us?
See, the thing is, I do too much for the bit. And I commit to the bit a little too hard. Even if I know it'll come out to a bad outcome. So there's a high likelihood.
Oh, I'm pretty dumb.
You are pretty dumb.
I can be pretty dumb.
You can be dumb. But you can also be wrangled in. Whereas when it comes to committing to the bit, I know it's a bad decision. And I'll still do it
for the bit.
For the bit.
Fair enough.
I think of the three of us, it is you have too much at stake to worry about, at least as of right now and possibly in the future.
He doesn't have any stakes.
This is true. We do have stakes coming in, though. We do technically have those.
I'm looking forward to that.
We bought a quarter of a cow. We're going to be... Oh, cooking is might be some shit that ends up popping up here.
Of a quarter of a cow?
Kind of, sort of, but it'll be stored here the whole quarter, so it really is just going to be...
So, like, if it all mysteriously disappears?
They can't say shit. Yeah, fair. Cooking content might become a thing, more than just his fiance doing her baking. I love to cook. This guy loves to cook. This guy loves experimenting and learning how to cook.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
You know, that would be an interesting... Sorry.
No, I think... Yeah, go for it.
What happened was I was going to do a full thought, and then I saw your laugh clipping again, and then and then it distracted me because I was thinking back to when you were like, I have a very distinctive laugh, and I was thinking they're not going to know what your laugh sounds like at all because every time you laugh, it's going to sound like.
Somebody clip that.
Like, yeah, I got to get that the fuck figured out. I keep kind of going back.
Read a couple books on it, so we can have a conversation afterwards. But what I was going to say is having content where we teach Kenton how to cook things.
That could be actually a lot of fun.
I actually am into that.
That would actually be a lot of fun. Okay, I'm in for it.
Oh man, we got stories up the wazoo about cooking disasters that have happened in Kingz HQ.
Right.
So more of that to come.
There might be fitness content.
Maybe. I mean, if you want to follow me around while I go.
Well, while you do stuff and while I'm on my fitness journey and like doing more, I still got to send you, and you're probably gonna like this too.
I think you did actually.
I didn't send it to you guys yet. I don't.
Unless there was another thing.
There was another thing. The D&D workouts.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, I still got to send that to you. You and your fiance.
D&D workout.
I was going to steal your
Yeah, I
liquor.
told you about it, didn't I? I know. I drank it all.
Liquor.
I fucking dropped that shit a while ago, homeboy. I have to grab it off my main PC. I think you'll like it because it is basically gym workouts, a gym workout routine based around D&D subclasses.
Oh.
Interesting.
And it's the whole book. I ended up buying the book. It was like $5 or something. And I'm going to start using that. I also use hybrid calisthenics for home workouts because your boy.
Oh God.
You could.
I think.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
It was a release from
Oh,
deep
okay.
within.
Nice.
Anyway.
That sounded powerful.
One of the demons trying to.
Yeah, one of them.
But yeah. In case y'all hadn't noticed, your boy is kind of fluffy. Not this fluffy. This fluffy.
Ah.
And I told you, by your wedding next year, I had to be 100 pounds down. We're still getting there. We're like 15 down from when I first said that.
See,
But
the thing is, as I keep checking you on that, I'm also going to feel terrible for not trying to get myself down.
because we're going to get you in this.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a whole
Plastic
thing.
surgery.
There is always plastic surgery and there's always lipo.
yeah.
Or
Or
if all else fails, throw money at the problem.
Is it lipo a type of plastic surgery?
I guess it's cosmetic, yeah. So I just got yelled at silently for correcting being
That was not what I was trying to do. That was not what I was trying to do.
He just cussed me out in so many ways, and he will beat me later.
I was just thinking. I mean, that's a different thing.
Yeah. You want to know something I hate? This is completely random. Something I hate is people I see, and generally podcasts who have to say pause after everything even remotely suspect. And it's like, bro, either let the fucking joke hang or accept that you might be a little curious. Like fucking pick your side, man. Mm-hmm. Anywho.
It's a scale.
Yeah, it's a fucking... Everyone's somewhere on there. Sometimes you can change. You never know. Anywho, that rant aside. But yeah, fitness content might become a thing. And I guess I'm really just laying out like the possibilities of what, like, not even necessarily what this podcast can be, like what content you can see coming out of us or myself or anybody out here. Mm-hmm. And that is basically the long and short of what Kingz After Dark is going to be.
Yeah. A very long explanation.
Very
That's
long.
a 1 hour intro. we want to get to some stuff.
Let's get to some stuff, and let's start with, if you're ready.
I'm always ready to talk about manga manhwa. Let's go.
Always ready to talk about.
Well,
manga.
technically, it's manga manhwa. I did some research today to make sure I got it right. Cause it's manga.
That's fair.
Manhwa.
Yeah.
And manhwa.
Fair enough.
Because Chinese and Korean comics are different, and they have different names. One is spelled M-A-N-H-U-A, and the other spelled M-A-N-H-W-A.
Interesting.
So, in terms of like pronunciation and titles, nobody outside of the language is ever going to know the difference, but they're technically different. And the genre and the type of content they produce is very different as well. But where should we start? What we
Where
got?
should we start? That's the question. What do we
Which
got?
one? Let me ask this: which one of these interests you guys the most? We have Swordmasters. Yeah, I pulled out a couple different titles that I've been reading or that I really think are really good. So we have. We can talk about.
I'm gonna quickly read the synopses here,
All right.
so y'all can see what I'm
Pause.
reading. Nope, I'm gonna read these out for all of them to hear
people.
because I want them to be able to know this too. Jinarin Kandel was destined to become the head of his Swordmaster clan, but despite his best efforts, he's banished for his shoddy swordsmanship. Damn. Though Jin eventually makes a contract with the god Solared and is freed from the curse that hindered his abilities, he meets a rather unfortunate end in the next moment. However, he awakens as a baby long before his tragedy began. Armed with a second chance and some new powers, Jin swears to fulfill his destiny and become the ultimate
That is the
swordmaster.
shittiest synopsis I've ever heard. It's not only is it incorrect, it like reveals details in like a terrible order. That's awful.
Oh boy.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, because he's not destined to be the head of his clan. He gets cursed as a child so that he like can't fucking do shit with a sword for shit.
And yeah, they don't really say that he got cursed. They just say he was freed from a curse. Like
Yeah.
it's like you don't find out he's cursed until
Yeah, he gets cursed, and because of that, he gets kicked out of his clan, right? And he like makes a living for himself outside of that as a mercenary, and he becomes a mage at some point. And he, so he lives his life as a mercenary and a mage, and then he gets fucking murked. And as he gets murked, the god Solderite is like, "I'll give you a fucking second chance, but we're gonna make a contract, right?" And that is how he gets put back into his body as a child. The moment I believe it was like not long before he gets cursed. Solderite prevents him from having that curse, and so he's actually able to live his life with his legitimate abilities and talent for both swordsmanship and magic. And it's about him attempting to become the head of his clan.
okay.
It seems like that like synopsis is, I don't know, for a second I thought it was like summarizing like the entire story.
No,
Like,
that's like the first two.
Okay.
This one is really good. I really like it a lot.
After, thank you for giving us a better synopsis, but hey, you know what? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's not perfect. It's a bit of a Gary stew, but I mean most manga manhwas are, and it's about how interesting your Gary stew is.
Fair.
And I really like his character. He's somebody who is quick to act, he's decisive, but he still cares about people and takes care of those around him. There's a very clear sense of progression through the story, a lot of badassery.